Okay, you guys, I do apologize for the lighting. It's the evening before we're going to do this Math in the Garden lesson. And, you know, there's a lack of videos on Math in the Garden here on YouTube. Hannah over at Pepper and Pine is really the only person that I found with videos concerning the lessons. And the two that I've shared so far, I think the last one she does have a video on, but she doesn't have a video on this one. And so I thought I would do a video specifically on this lesson. And then that way, if you guys have this too, you can kind of see the lesson and how it goes and what you need to do to prepare. So I will say this, some of these lessons, it would be best for you to prepare them the evening before. I find that if I'm trying to do them the morning of, or I'm trying to do them like while we're actually about to do the lesson, it doesn't go as smoothly and it makes the lesson take a lot longer. So for this lesson, this is on page 23. This is the third or fourth lesson in the book, I want to say. We've done them all up to this point. It's called Locating Garden Treasures. It says it's for ages 5 through 8. My kids are 9 and 12, but I think they're going to enjoy this, and I think that they're going to be able to not necessarily learn something new because they know what a coordinate grid is, but I think that they'll enjoy it and it'll be good practice for them both. So for this, it says to use 1-inch graph paper. I did have 1-inch graph paper. However, it didn't have enough spots for me to do 12, a number line or a coordinate graph that went up to 12 on the X and the Y axis. So I switched to this paper for that. I'll just let you know that right off the bat. This is the plastic clothesline I have. It says that you need 2 pieces at least 12 meters long. I don't want to do an area that big. We have a little above ground garden with like a little arch between the 2 above ground garden flower beds. And I just plan to do this right there. And I don't need more than about 12 or 13 feet in order to do that. And so this will be easier because I don't have a big classroom of kids, which keep in mind that this book, it's kind of written to you as if you are teaching a classroom of kids. I have 2, maybe 3 kids that are going to be involved in this. So I don't need 12 meters worth of X and Y axis. So I did mine 12 feet. So my coordinates are going to be 12 feet apart. I actually used my number line from the lesson before and I just flipped it over. So, which I didn't think about it, but I should have just used that as my number 1, but I had already made this number 1. So you have to make an X and a Y axis with plastic clothesline. This is what came up on Amazon for plastic clothesline. I'm wondering if this is different from what they meant, because this to me looks a little different than what I've got. Like this looks like rope. I think rope probably would have been better, like a thin rope. But whatever. You need 2 different colors of duct tape. I have red and green here. It says 2-inch wide tape. I've been using duct tape. And then you need pens that match the duct tape that you have. And then I also went ahead and I have this this dry erase or graph wipe away board right here that came with this activity blotter from the Target Dollar Spot last 2 summers ago. And I have 2 wet erase markers that are the colors that match the tape as well. So to set this up, you need to take your clothesline, and it says 12 meters, but again, I did 12 feet. You need to leave some on the end because you're gonna have to tie this to garden stakes or some kind of support. And I just did 1 through 12, or actually, no, I did 0 through 12, and then I did 0 through J. So I did 0, and then the next one that was a foot away was A, and then I did A through J. So these are our physical axes, X and Y axis. So I prepped these tonight because it's way easier to prep this without kids waiting for a lesson. So I prepped these this evening, and like I said, this green one is actually way longer than 12 feet because it's from the lesson before this, which was Everything Counts in the Garden. But I just used the opposite side for that. And these were about a foot apart too, so that worked out well. Put that on the floor. All right, then it instructs you. Paper, again, it says 1 inch, but that didn't leave me with enough spots for my coordinates. So I switched to this, which is, I think, 1/2 inch or a centimeter. One of the two. I don't remember. 1/2 inch. I couldn't remember what it was called. So this is what I did. This is going to be your master grid. It tells you that one of them is going to be your master grid. And then it tells you to make another one that's going to be the data board for your kids. After I realized that that's what this one was for, I just went ahead and pulled this out to be my data board for my kids, that they're going to be writing on. Oops. I just rubbed that off. Didn't mean to. I thought these were wet erase, but that came off kind of easy. But the blue didn't when I tried to wipe off the blue earlier. Okay. Let me put this away. Sorry, this is all over the place. So I did mine on here. If you have like a big dry erase board, this would probably be good. Or if you have like a big notepad, like one of those huge like presentation Post-its, this would probably be good if you want something bigger. So this is what I'm going to use for the one that my kids are going to write on. And I just have a black wet erase marker ready to go for that. So that's ready to go for them for our lesson. On the master grid, which I will show doing this in the morning because it's the nighttime, so I'm not going to go out there and do this right now. But what you are supposed to do with the master grid is you, the parent / teacher, are going to walk into the life-size grid that you've created. So it's going to look like this in the garden. You're going to have a stake here, and a garden stake of some sort here, some kind of support. You're going to start them both at this stake so that the zeros overlap. So you have your x-axis and your y-axis, like in life size in the garden. And you're going to go without the kids and record 20 garden objects for the kids to locate. It could be like a sunflower, it could be a stone, it could be a cornstalk, it could be, I think it said bird bath, anything. And you're going to write the coordinates for your objects that you've chosen to be the treasures on the master grid. And then you're going to write each set of those coordinates on index cards. And you don't name the object. These are what you're going to be handing out to your kids from what I understand. Like I've only set this up so far, so we haven't actually put this into practice yet. You'll see that tomorrow, later in this video. But you're going to be giving these to your kids. They're going to go to that coordinate, find the object there, and then, wait, is that right? I feel like it'd be better if you told them the object and then they told you the coordinates. So I'm just making sure. You're going to have one child that's a letter walker and one that's a number walker. So that's great because I have 2 kids. Okay, so yeah, so you're going to give them just the coordinates. You're going to have one that's a letter walker and one that's a number walker, and then they're going to meet at that coordinate and tell you what treasure is there. And we might do it, no, we'll do it that way. And so, yeah, that's basically what it is. And when they find the item that's there, they can write it on this locating garden treasures board. So they're supposed to draw like a little picture and where the coordinates are that you gave them. Hopefully that makes sense. So I wanted to just quickly show you how I set this all up, and this will be ready to go. All I have to do tomorrow is pick out the treasures, which I could probably do that like in the morning after I have my coffee before my kids get up. Lord willing, they will get up after I do. It's not a perfect world, so sometimes it doesn't work out, but hopefully they will. So this is kind of the setup to locating garden treasures from Math in the Garden, and I will see you guys. It'll be tomorrow for me, but it'll be in a few seconds for you. When we do our the actual activity. Really quick, I wanted to also mention that it says to do 20 garden objects, But again, this is definitely written toward someone who has way more students than just my 2 children that I'm teaching. And so we're going to do 10. And I think that will be perfect. It'll give them each 5 things to do. So we'll do to find, treasures to find. So we're going to do 10 together, and then I'll do 1 as an example. I just think 20, it will take a long time. And this is kind of like our opening thing that we do in the morning. We do either math or language arts. And so this is our math for right now. While we're in a botany unit, we're using this book as our math curriculum. And so I don't want it to take an eternity. They will gather the concept. They already know the concept, but they'll gather it pretty quickly. And so I think doing 10 is probably plenty. Now, if they have a great time with it, maybe I'll do more, or maybe we'll do this another day now that I have all the materials ready to go. But I did want to mention that. So I just set this up. The kids are actually playing with their little mud kitchen while I set it up. We're about to start our lessons. Yeah. So I just made this. This is, I showed you guys myself making this last night. So this is our y-axis. I just used these bamboo garden stakes, and I just picked an area that I wanted to have be our coordinate, or like our area that we're treasure hunting. And the directions will have you do this, and if you follow the directions exactly, you're going to have a huge area. I didn't want that. We didn't need that. There's only 2 kids really participating in this activity. So I just did 12 feet instead of 12 meters. I did 12 feet. So I have this side is the numbers. Our y-axis is the numbers, and our x-axis is letters. The other side is numbers because I used this for another project. I should have just used this for the numbers, but by the time I thought of using this for this project, I had already done one of these. So that's fine. We'll work it out. It'll be fine. So we're going to get started on this. Right now I'm going to go through and find the treasure that I'm going to have them hunt for, and write down the coordinates on the index cards that I talked to you guys about. Here's my master grid. I have put, I actually had to place some things to make sure that we had a wide variety of things that they could choose from, and you could totally do that in your garden too. You could place things in your coordinate graph, like put toys there. You don't have to have like a big garden. You don't have to have like, you don't have to plot it off and then hope that there's going to be something there. You can place toys or whatever. It doesn't have to be actual things from the garden or nature. So some of the stuff is there because it's in my garden, but some of the stuff, like the tip of the garden hose, I put specifically, well, I wrote A2. I should really write A3 actually on that, because the tip of it, I'll fix that in a minute. And then like I threw this stick here. What else? I think that's it. Okay, so I put those all on these cards. There's 11. We're going to do 1 as an example, and then I'm going to give my kids each 5, and then they're going to go and hunt down what is in those spots in the garden. We're actually going to, I need to get my data board out here. So they'll hunt this stuff down, and then they'll come back and write it on the board, what they find. Okay, so here's my,
Mommy, guess what I have in the back?
You have some raspberries? Yum. So this is our graph that they're going to come back and like report to and write what they find. If you don't have this, you just use graph paper. I happen to have these from a couple years ago. So yes, I got my wet erase marker out. I got my coffee. So we're going to get going here. That's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to give you an example. So you're going to be my number line walker, Lincoln. So come on, Lincoln.
It's like battleship.
Yeah. So hold on though, Lincoln, you're going to walk the y-axis, which is all of the numbers. So you'll see the numbers here. Larry, you're going to walk the x-axis, which is the letters, but listen, be careful because the other side is numbers, as we use this for another project. So you have A through J, you have 0 through 12. This is 0. So you're going to we're going to walk to I.
I win.
And then we go up 1. And what might we find at I1?
Pepper.
Pepper plant. So then you're going to come over here and you're going to go to A1, and you're going to, no, not A1, I1. And you're going to draw a little pepper, okay? That looks more like a strawberry, huh?
Let me see.
You get it. You're going to draw a pepper, and then you can even write pepper. Okay?
Pepper.
So I'm going to leave this here. Just be careful because this is supposed to be wet erase, but we're kind of like wet and sweaty, so it might come off. So just be careful. So I'm going to leave this here. Okay, so go hunt down your cards. You each have 5. You can help each other out too if you want. Also, whoever has B7, Sullivan just moved it, so sorry about it. You'll have to find it and then tell me where it got moved.
I just want a dino, please.
Good. Okay.
I'm leaving the ones I have.
Yep, just put it in a pile. Yeah, we're done with them after you find them.
H2. There's mint at J12. Tomato.
Oh, no, that's not what's at J12.
I got tomato.
Because that's too far to be J12. Go look and see where J is on there, on the number line.
Oh. Hey.
J, and then go all the way back to 12. J is the last green one. It's facing me. J is the last green tag on this side. So now you need to go from that in front of the stick, honey. Not on this side of the stick, the other side. You see that one right there? That's J. So then go from there all the way back to 12. Dorothy went inside to change, but she's kind of been inside for a while. There's no telling what she's getting into. Nope. Back a little more. And that's not lettuce. Those are beets. What's on the ground there? Is there anything on the ground?
Mommy, I
Yep.
found a tomato.
So come draw the stick. You found a tomato. Great job. Wait. Come here.
Yeah?
Why do you have, what is this? Is that an accident?
No, Sullivan did that.
Oh.
He's
So,
gonna copy me.
look at this. Look at these dirty feet. Oh my gosh. You want to draw on my master thing? You want to be a part of it too?
Found a hose.
Good.
On H2.
Good job.
I found a hose.
You gave me a really good idea, Lincoln. We could totally do like a life-size battleship game with this same kind of thing, but make it bigger. That would be really cool.
I found a stickity stick.
And that's at J11 or J12? J12. Okay, good. You found sage at E12. Actually, that's more like G12. But good job. So this is also really good because not only are they doing the coordinate graphing, they can also identify plants. If you have plants in your garden, which is really cool, a really cool thing for them to be able to do. It's just cool to know, like, oh, that's cucumber, that's basil, that's sage, that's dill, that's strawberry, that's parsley. So lots of fun.
J2.
You want to go to the money tree? You mean the Dollar Tree?
Yeah, the dog.
We can go to the Dollar Tree when our whole day is over, okay?
Okay, and then
Tomatoes.
moving over.
But we need to tidy up back here first.
I want the
Mommy,
green
what-
four. I want the
It's just, it's for leftover from our last
Mommy, I want the
activity.
green four.
I don't have that movie. I don't think. I'll have to look. All right, so, oh, the table is a little bit dirty. We're gonna wrap this up by having them draw a coordinate graph. I just did a quick one in my book. In their book, they're gonna draw a coordinate of their favorite thing that they found. So Lincoln is doing his x-axis right now. Larry, you could be doing your y-axis while you're waiting for him. And then they're gonna just label
Larry, I'm
or
done.
title the top of their page. Dorothy did this. I haven't drawn my peppers in yet, but that's what I found at my spot. So, and they're just eating these little popsicles that we made. And those two
Pepper pops.
are watching the cruise. You have to, as long as you obey mommy today. Sullivan fell and like on the tile, and he kind of sort of like bit his top lip a little, like his tooth went into his top lip. He's okay, but he's having that's why we're having popsicles in the morning, because I thought that would make him feel better. Oh, okay.
It's making me feel much better.
So that's it. That's how we're wrapping this up, you guys. Hopefully this was a good video. If you're interested in Math in the Garden, or maybe you bought Math in the Garden and you're just trying to visually see how the lessons go. I know that this was one I was trying to this one and the last one, I had looked on YouTube to see how other people set theirs up, and I couldn't find anything on those two. So hopefully that this is helpful and kind of gives you an idea of the kind of activities that are in it. I'm going to keep doing these as we're going through this book, just for me to look back on, and then also for, oh, I like that idea, Larry. And also just for anybody that's looking for these activities that wants to visually see how they work out, because sometimes that's a lot easier. So that's it, you guys, and I will see you next time.